Good morning, good morning. This is Kula Dula from OptionScalps. How is everyone doing? We are starting to feel a little bit better, but I've still got this congestion, so sorry about this, guys. It just won't go away. I think I need to go get some antibiotics, but I'm just so stubborn. It probably won't happen. Anyways, here we are. We are looking at a couple different things today. One thing being Tesla. Tesla is popping. It's popping over its 250 gamma level, which is an interesting little potential for a run up over 260. At let's say at 260, I think it's definitely got the ability to run into this 260, 265 range today if it can hold the initial sell down. So it's going to have an initial sell down. If it doesn't hold this initial sell down, I think it'll probably just kind of chop today. I don't think it will. If it cannot hold the high here around this 250 range, right? Come and revisit this 250 range, then I think it has potential to just chop. You just come right back here and we'll just chop. I think eventually it would fall from there, but Tesla is definitely in a potential gamma squeeze situation. You can see here on, let's see, where's it at? You can see right here with Tesla, the gamma edge here. We can see that our top is 260.87. Let's look at something a little bit closer. You can see that the top is 260.87 here. This is where calls are starting to flood in. The bottom is 247. So if you're kind of looking at like, hey, where can I start selling? Your bottom floor is around this 247. High is around this 260 now. If we start seeing 270, 280 start to build with our gamma condition call dominated, then we might see this thing continue to squeeze into that 280 range. And if it gets through this level here at 270, then I can almost assure you that it'll probably find its way up into this 300 range right here. But it's going to take quite a bit, but 300 could be in the short horizon. That is, if we don't see a pullback on the markets today. So we'll see if Tesla just kind of chops. Let's get back over to the indexes. That was the most exciting one, was Tesla today, that has very large upside. Okay, so we're starting to see a little bit of a pullback from what pre-market was. If we look at futures, you can see, let's go here so we can get a better look. You can see here that it actually swept a new high on the US 500, and it's starting to get a pullback. Let me go check this out on it. Let me check this again, make sure, because it's a divergence there between the US 500 and the micros. So the US 500 swept a new high. We haven't swept a new high here, so kind of interesting to see that. But we'll see what the market wants to do here. So we're kind of looking at SPY. We're looking at this thing as a potential push. Let me swing into this mode. So if we do see us pop over 570, I wouldn't be surprised to see us swipe the liquidity here at 570.34, potentially move into the gap close at 571 before maybe a push back down. So we might see an initial push into this range, come back, maybe test this trend line, and then try to make our move back up towards this 572 range. I think this is definitely a possibility. I would watch the reversal, a strong sell realistically in this range right here. Watch a strong sell to occur in that range. That would be your danger range. I think your overall range today, it kind of depends on how bullish we are, right? So your just normal range for me today is probably it right in this area right here between the high of the day at 5.7, or excuse me, high of the market at around that 573 mark, all the way down to about 567. I think that would be I'm going to take that back. We're going to 566. We're going to have a little bit of a confluence here, or a little bit of a contradiction here, with 568, 569 starting to grow as the bottom for today. Let's look into tomorrow as well. So virtually what we're seeing the floor start to rise. So my initial target here is probably more so your actual range for options, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to 566 because I think that has a possibility today to break through this 568 range. If it really wants to break down, I think that 566 will be targeted. Now, it'll be the absolute floor, a touch and go type of situation, but that would be it. So that's going to be the range for me on SPY today. You can start to see that on our options, we are starting to see a top start to move higher than 571. So as these options start to grow higher and higher on the opposite side of this call wall, that is when it's almost like it becomes like a magnet. We'll see. We'll see if this is the day that we start to see this push up. I don't think that's going to be the case. We don't have anything huge today in regards to the economic calendar. Today we have a house price index and consumer confidence. That's it. We have consumer confidence at 9 o'clock. That's Central Standard Time. And then we have Bowman talking. So we have Red Book as well. So there's really light things. Consumer confidence would be the only thing. But in our 2-year note auction, that'll probably be these two right here will be pretty big. I don't know why they're not necessarily marked right here, but they will be pretty big. It'll move the market a little bit. At least have some type of volatility around that time. So be careful around that noon hour, around that time. Noon Central Standard Time, you might see a big spike of volatility. So keep an eye out for this. I think that it definitely has the possibility to jump up to this 573 today. As we start seeing the floor start to build with options, and we're starting to see, our floors be built here, making them higher lows, looking to target this 573 area. So let's move on to NVDA. NVIDIA is a interesting deal. It's an interesting deal with NVIDIA. Let me pull this up right here. So it's very call dominated. Starting to see 120 grow and further now. So if we start adding more expirations here on Gamma's Edge, Gamma Edge, you're starting to see some open interest start to grow in that 130, 125 area. But it's very much pinned when you start looking at this. Very tight, 125, 120. But we're starting to see that kind of grow. We just need the buyers to kind of step in and come in for this. And I think it has that possibility to do that today. I think you need to watch. I think you need to watch for this to make one move down today. I think you can watch this thing target 116. And after it targets 116, you might see some type of reversal where it targets down 116, finds its bounce, maybe gets a little higher low built, a little harmonic, runs for 117, and then find its way kind of chug-a-lugging up here to this 118 area. before it's probably done for the day. I don't think that it'd make it all the way to 120, but I never count NVIDIA out, that's for sure. When it wants to run, it runs. Any breakdown below 115.90 right here, this level right here. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, any breakdown below 115.91, and that means a breakdown with continuation. You'd be targeting 115.72 all the way down here to this 115.28 mark. Those would be your marks for the downside there. Upside, you clearly have liquidity all the way up to this 118 mark, and that's why I said I think you can get all the way up to this 118. I think this would be it for the day, but we're really seeing a lot of consolidation here on NVIDIA in this level. I think it's starting, we could be starting the actual floor to our next higher low, okay? So here's our low, here's our low. Are we going to start to make that move? So if you're looking to take a swing on it, it's probably the right time to be targeting 118, 119, 120. And you're virtually looking for it to hold this 115 low. That would be kind of my idea about it. I opened up some lottos the other day on Friday, looking for continuation down from this breakdown. We've held this range here, and I think holding this range is likely to bring this back up. I'm not going to close those just yet, but it'll be much considered to potentially open a hedge, looking to hold 115 on that. Apple is finding a bounce. We opened up a hedge on this on Friday, and we got a huge sell down, which was great. And yesterday was just a little bit of consolidation, looking to try to build a floor. I think it'll be targeting this 230 area today, and then potentially fall back into this 225 area. So watch for this thing to maybe run up and maybe make one more run back late in the day for a V-shaped recovery. That's kind of what my thoughts are on it. But if we do see this thing kind of recovering today, and we see this thing running back up into this 233 area, then we're definitely going to have a little bit of some excitement there. But we are seeing a trend start to develop here. Looking forward to see if it wants to maybe move back up in this range, reject. If it does, though, this is what the lotto's looking for. The lotto's looking for this low right here, this consolidation range. This was not traded very much throughout this level for Apple. I would like to see it return back to this 215 range. I think it's very possible for it to do that. And we opened that near this strike on liquidity up here at 230, looking for that thing to run back down towards this area. So we might see this go for one more push up, and then we might see that low. So we're seeing this right here, change character, breakdown. We'll see if it wants to target this area and this area right here before finding its bounce. I'm going to bet that it returns all the way back into this red area before moving up. If Apple moves back that much, it's likely to bring the market back with it. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Whether we make a new high on SPY and pull back, or whether we continue to maybe make that push up to that 572 area and just get a pullback from there. Be alert for a big sell day. Let's just put it that way. You might see us break out a little bit, but as you can see, let's pull this over. When we start getting into, look at the ceiling on this right here, but look at the bottom. We're starting to widen, right? So people are really looking 560 area into the late October. Let's look in the end of this month. We're starting to see floor, bottom 565, top 575. So kind of in between that range where we're at right now is kind of where they're looking at the end of the month. But you start looking at the end of October, um, you start spreading, of course. They're looking at 583 all the way down to 556. And I think that could be the case. Everybody likes to say October. October generally is a bullish month for stocks, but I think our cycle's off this year. I don't think it's going to be the case. So I'd be curious to see this. Kind of looking at our swing meter here, I'm starting to see that a little bit of a pullback in the market. Now, will it bounce? Potentially. We're seeing a divergence, and we'll see if this thing wants to pull all the way back down, or maybe it starts to find its own divergence here and wants to wedge out. Whoa. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. As of right now, it does look like a potential little pullback for the market here. We're just waiting to see. So just depends if we strike a new high and we break down. But today, I think your lotto plays for SPY would be the 568 visit, which isn't even much of a lotto play today because we had pulled back. So I guess you could put 566 on the table, but options don't really support that. Your range realistically is between, for options, mind you, it's about 571 to about 568. It's a very short little range here. But this is the range that we're identifying, that we're looking at. This is going to be between 573 all the way to 566. So I do not think it would press all the way down in that 565 area. I think we'd be a touch and go at 566 and find a bounce. But that's what we're looking at today, y'all. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the YouTube page, on any of our channels. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends that you know are traders, maybe some of your forums. Help me grow this if you think it's something that you benefit from. I'm sure other people will benefit from it. Let's share the wealth, and let's go get it. So hey, and if you don't have a great understanding of the markets and you really don't know exactly what you're doing, you're just kind of winging it, we do have a Discord here. We have great things all the time. We're always looking at, we have our news feeds coming in here. We have our education library. We also have, you can come in here, you can ask for analysis on particular tickers at any time. We have our premium live chat. We've got our public live chat. People come in here. It's not as active in the public chat. I'm hoping to grow it, but it is what it is. We also have our alerts here. Yesterday, we had a nice little position for about an 86% gain on some of our contracts there. It really went a little bananas, but there's some upside. There's some upside to, trading with the community. So anyways, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Until next time, we'll catch you later.